I have seen things you people wouldn't believe. A Kayn player who can't spell Ras properly? Lord have mercy. I ward this brush in case Ras without an H wants to queue over and give me a free kill, but he doesn't. Don't worry, Shaco. We will do the invading ourselves. After attaining vision of the small raptor, I queue over to red buff and steal it, along with Krugs. I felt like rejoicing, not only for this acquisition of golden experience, but the fact my bot lane had not died yet. But this rejoicing would have to wait, as the Kayn ambushed me out of the tri-brush. A preform Kayn with blue buff jumping on a red buff Shaco with ignite, evidence that my payment was received. I hold my E and send him back to the Shadow Realm. After disposing of the Scythe Spinner, I need to dispose of the Lucian quickly, so I don't even worry about backstabbing, and Kai'Sa thankfully survives, until she gets flash hooked by the Pyke. On 130 ping and fluctuating FPS, I eventually managed to take down Bilgewater's slippery assassin, despite looking like this. I promptly recalled to protect my Krugs and red buff the Kayn was undoubtedly running at. Unfortunately, I was too late, so sought swift retribution. But with my mid laner in base, I reluctantly retreated back to my Krugs, then Raptors. I do the bot crab knowing my Wolves and Gromp will always be here, and then eventually recall because there is literally nothing else to do. But wonder how Jinxie managed to hit bronze with Dante's coaching. I run out towards topside and my 6th sense spots a trinket on my Raptors. This has to be the Nemesis, and indeed it was. Kayn somehow misses his Q2, and that's all I needed. I ignite early to assert dominance before clicking back ever so slightly. This does two things. It baits Kayn into a false sense of security and will push Akali further away after she ults me. I Q back towards the Kayn while dodging the Akali ultimate and finish him off.
Then block his blind jab. Counter with cross to left cheek. Discombobulate. Dazed.
Micro not for the faint-hearted. I may have only traded 1 for 1, but I had stolen Kayn's virginity, while Darius took his soul. Why toil against a rotund ginger beer guzzler when you can feast on a small boy? I made sure to steal 0-3's Raptors, laughing maniacally while doing so. After a few more camps, I recalled for my Cyclo Sword before running towards Grubs. To be fair, this Kayn was persisting and jungling not at all bad. Despite giving him his 4th death in 8 minutes, he managed to take 2 Grubs.
Underestimate me at your peril.
I wanted to capitalize on Kayn's demise by taking his blue buff, but I was disappointed to find a control ward sitting in this brush, the sign of a true cuck. Because Akali was moving, I had to retreat and lost crucial time. But at least I was not as apoplectic with rage as this chap, who took his frustration with bot games to the League of Legends subreddit, claiming that in these bot games he is fighting for his life and finding it harder than playing an Emerald. If you are also struggling to win bot games, then I have a solution. After completing a full clear, which is as rare as having 4 no-typing teammates, a 3v3 broke out. My Q was on cooldown, so I had to be careful. After auto-attacking Akali, I pressed R, empowering budget Shaco with permanent Halo Blades, and look at the enemy's reaction.
Help me!
3 of them begging for forgiveness from a champion donning a cat outfit. But forgiveness is a virtue abandoned by any true Shaco player. I take down Rast and bamboozle the Pyke shortly after. I could do Dragon here, but don't want the game to end too quickly. But perhaps I should have done given what is about to occur. At least gave Kayn a free kill, and after killing Pyke, my Orianna decided to ult the air. Inspired by my teammates' actions, I took a tour of Kayn's bot side for no monetary reward, but thankfully Lucian overstayed and I picked up a free kill. I stayed on the map as Kayn killed my Darius, and this was a bit more like it. Teammates making the game as difficult as possible just because they have a Shaco jungle. I responded by taking Dragon, but Kayn had evolved. The Shadow Assassin killed my Elise again as I fought against the urge to question mark the Arachnid of the Black Rose. But thankfully we had the commander of the Noxian forces beside us. Lucian was split in half as I secured the Scuttle Crab. Because I was so fed and the enemy team so squishy, I recalled for the Collector, using it on the Lucian whose last few minutes of gameplay has been highly dubious, as well as his inventory macro.
Sorry I gotta do this.
Consumed by pity, I decided to target enemies worthy of my respect, like this full damage Gragas, who I took down with the aid of my mid laner who this time decided to ult the enemy champion and not the air. Kayn was too late, but Elise's mission to make my life hell was ongoing. Kayn was now unstoppable, so I had to create something. The enemy could smell my stench, so I went deeper down the rabbit hole, taking Akali with me. As I was fighting Akali, my mid laner somehow died to the Kayn, but my resolve was unbreakable. I then took down the Pyke before giving away 1,000 gold to the player who picked up 2 more kills and was arguably more fed than me. I did not want to directly ping my support, so took my frustration out on Lucian's cloth armor. What happens next is a true test of my mental fortitude. My Orianna forgot she was playing in a mobile mage and wandered into the unknown like Harry Potter in the Forbidden Forest. Blue Kayn, cosplaying as Lord Voldemort, picked up another kill. I try to escape, but mentally I am trapped. Shaco took over my very being and made me press tab, hover my mouse over Orianna and left click multiple times. Someone also summoned this FF vote. The next installment of Eagz took place around Baron. I just missed out on Q backstabbing the Kayn before at least rocket belted to steal 1,000 gold shutdown, and Kai'Sa forgot to press R. With our main source of DPS in the grave I farmed up for my Infinity Edge, I was pleasantly surprised to see Orianna win her side lane battle, but the war was far from over. Orianna's triumph was contrasted by another Elite's contribution towards Kayn's kill tally, and I thought I would join the party. I tried to one-shot the Pyke, but Shaco is really broken. But I had a shot at redemption. Despite 3 teammates having grey screens, Darius and I were still kicking. We may have lost Baron, but we picked up 3 kills, including 1 on Kayn, and this allowed us to secure the dragon. As I start to farm some camps because I don't have R, my Kai'Sa makes a heroic play. She takes down the Steel Caps Lucian and survives, putting us in a 5v4. I turned this into a 5v3 moments later, only for my Kai'Sa to recall despite the numerical advantage and her sufficient HP. Because my AD carry had less kahunas than Caitlyn Jenner, I had to withdraw from the battlefield, completing my regards of Lord Dominic's and a cloth armor. If you can't beat them, join them. And this purchase clearly tilted the Kayn. He dove into my Hourglass Orianna, and thanks to my box, we took down my arch rival, which led to more kills and some of Kayn's top camps. After running out of base with whatever item this is, Elise was once again testing her limits, but this could not have gone any better. I Q backstabbed the Kayn once and ulted. This makes it very hard for Kayn to instantly smite an army, and also gives my bug to the moon clone perma hob. We killed the Akali on the back of this, as well as our 3rd dragon coupled with the purple worm. I completed my guardian angel, hoping I had one watching over me from the skies as I tried to chase down this Kayn. Just be aware that if you are playing as Shaco against Kayn, his E will detect you in stealth, just like this, and his teammates will also see this, so don't overcommit. While I steal some territory in Kayn's bot side, the Pyke dies as we begin to storm the enemy base. After what felt like years of feeding, my Elise made the game-winning play. A cocoon flash onto the Lucian with a cloth armor but no cleanse nor QSS, as the Akali perished shortly after. We encroached on the enemy nexus, and if anyone watching can explain to me what this Gragas does, you have my indefinite respect. Something that this 9-def Kayn has. Don't you just love shutdowns? Like the video, follow the page, donbishi.com.